Hi, everyone. Mike White here. Welcome to this week's vlog post. Here we are, first week of March. One of I guess my favorite times of the year. It means so many things to so many different people. And it means a lot to me because I guess I've known different groups of people who all treat March slightly differently. I used to have a partner who was a huge college basketball fan, and I could remember his, greatest enjoyments other than his family was March Madness and just really getting into all the basketball games and playing his brackets. And it was a month where it was, just the be all and the end all of what he was doing. And I guess, growing up in the Northeast in the tail end of winter, having something like that was always, really important. For other people, March is the end of winter, looking toward the beginning of spring, and depending upon where you are in the country, all the different things you're going to do, around the house, outside the house, if you garden, things that you're going to do when you go, and so March is a really big turning point. And for me, March has always been an important, line to look at because, we go back to our business planning in last October, right? And because we're in the mortgage business, we can look at the first 2 months of January and February, and we've got a really good idea of likely what our first quarter is going to look like because the things that are going to close this month, for the most part, are very apparent. And so, with the information that we have from the first quarter and being able to compare it to what we thought our first quarter or what we projected our first quarter to look like, it really helps us take a look at our business and see how accurate we were and what it was we forecasted going forward. And the fact that, are there any surprises? Are things working the way we thought? Is business doing what we expected? Has there been anything that happened either in our market or nationally or, in our own lives, that have changed things that we need to be paying attention to? And so this is the first look that you really get to see. And again, we get back to the mortgage business. Most of the people we come across, right, in our pipelines are, not here today, closed tomorrow. Depending upon who you are and the type of business that you're doing, the contacts that you're making with your people from first contact to closing, often 30, 60, 90 days, and sometimes even longer, depending if you're heavy with new construction, and other types of business. So we can really project out, where we are, who are the people that are out looking, what's our market doing. All of these things become really important, and the way we look at that information in the beginning of March and how we set ourselves up to make whatever early adjustments in our business that we need to do are really the path of helping us move forward. And that's a big thing when you look at this, is March is kind of a move forward month because we're moving forward towards spring. For us in the mortgage business, it's the spring buying season. So, it's something that, relates to our business because we all know, April through, August or September is our peak, earnings months. It's the peak months of purchase activity. And so if we're sitting at zero and a pipeline is empty and nothing's been going on, it really is a wake up call for us to do what we need to do so that we can help move forward. And so, again, that business flow is really important, and taking a few minutes to analyze where we are against that business plan right now is critically important. The other thing that we have to pay attention to is the fact that, are our systems working for us the way that we had anticipated? Any changes could be the products, the tools, the systems, the timing, all good. We've had plenty of time in January and February to integrate all of that stuff and see how it's actually performing live. and making any of those adjustments. So just keep that in mind as we go forward. Um, Today, we're going to have initial and continuing claims. Again, tomorrow, we're going to have the February jobs report. Rates have been, relatively friendly the last couple of weeks, and hopefully, no news today or tomorrow upsets the apple cart. And hopefully, there's some news in the markets today and tomorrow that may help us continue down that path of rate improvement. But again, these things are potential market movers, and you have to pay attention to them. And as always, um, make sure that you're aware of what happens today and tomorrow when it comes to those numbers. Again, it may not move the market, but you shouldn't be blindsided by the information. Just like you have to remember to move those clocks forward on Saturday night or Sunday morning, because you don't want to miss out that daylight savings time is going to take place and you start showing up an hour late for stuff. So spring ahead, move forward. If you have any questions or comments, it's Mike, imtcoaching.com, and we'll talk to you again next week. Take care.